Hey, welcome back. Good to see you again. Thanks for joining the channel. Today on the bench I have a Technics. This is a Technics, what is this? SL-DD2 turntable. It is quite dirty. It's actually it's pretty filthy, and the top is seen a lot of abrasion and scratches. So this will polish out. Well, it's going to need a good sanding. Some of these are pretty deep. Oh. Going to have to go over it and sand this and polish this, and it'll bring it back. The sides aren't too bad, but the lid was used as a tabletop or something. But yeah, it's a nice little spinner. Put that aside. And it has both hinges. It's not cracked. The lid's not cracked, so that was a good thing. It's a direct drive turntable from Technics. And loaded, it has a Shure M92E P-mount cartridge, which is a decent cartridge in my opinion. I don't know. I did put an album on this yesterday and spun it up, and it sounds horrible. Really terrible. It's probably the worst sounding turntable I've ever heard. I don't know why it sounded so bad. There was a lot of distortion in the bass notes. It's got a hum. I don't know if that's part of the problem. But let's see here. It did come with a patch cord that the patch cord might be the problem. I don't think so. So we'll see if we can. Actually, you know what? I think I'm going to connect up an amplifier, and I'll port it directly to the camera, and you can hear it yourself how it sounded. So it does have problems. It's got a nice weighty platter, direct drive. Its bearing's quite stiff. I think it really needs a new lube in there. It's very stiff. It's hard to turn. So I think it'll benefit from a relube, and we'll. But first, let's try it out. Okay, today I'm going to use a Nyko NR700 to help us out here. So I got it on phono. Let's. The hum isn't as bad as it was the other day. Maybe it was the cable connections. So let me try this out here. It's 33. Let me turn this down. Sounds like it's skating over the record, not. Maybe it's just a dirty stylus. I'm going to port some of this music to the camera so you can hear it yourself. So you heard a bit of it there. I can't play much of it, 5 seconds or so. Now I think maybe it is just a dirty stylus. It's got gunk stuck to it. I'm going to try removing this and cleaning it. And let's have a look at this. Can't really see. Yeah, it's got stuff stuck to it. So I'm going to give it a little cotton swab and a little brush. We'll see if we can fix this up. Alright, got some alcohol. Just going to try and I don't see anything coming off. Maybe that's all that's needed. It had something black to it, stuck to it. It almost looked like tar, but it's hard to say. It could be anything. Looks like it's coming clean. I don't know. Let me see here. Oh yeah, it's definitely a lot better. Alright, let's give it another listen. It's definitely not better because the distortion's in the right channel. And then it sounds horrible here. I can hear it just from the record. It sounds like it's skating over the grooves. It's got a problem. Definitely has a problem. I'll let you listen to it one more time. I think there's something wrong with the right channel on this cartridge. I don't know. So just give me a sec, hook the camera up, and then we'll try one more time. Now I thought maybe the tracking weight wasn't correct on this, but this turntable has no adjustment for tracking weight. It's got a sticker here. It says T4P. Precisely adjusted it by the factory, tracking force, anti-skating. And then it says it's adjusted for 1.25 grams, according to this little scale they have here. So, like I said, there's nothing here that you can adjust. So let's check the weight. I turned off the motor, so we should have no spinny. And what do we got? 1.29. So that appears correct. I'm starting to think it has to be the stylus. Listen to how you can hear the music coming through the tone arm, but it's so distorted and it sounds like it's skipping. I don't know what's going on here. I looked at the stylus. The stylus looks perfect under the microscope as far as I can tell. I don't see any problems with it. So I think try replacing the stylus is our only option at this point. You can hear it resonating and vibrating through the tone arm. Unless the cartridge is damaged, I don't know if that's possible. It's not possible to damage the cartridge because the stylus is your only replaceable component. Everything else is contained in that metal can, and there's really nothing that can happen to it. Sounds horrible. Alright, here's a look at Amazon, what they have to offer. It looks like they're all Chinese knockoffs. I don't see any Shure branding on any of these styluses. Let's see here. So they range from price from 30 up to 70 bucks. Here's a $70 one. Let's look at it. This is brand new replacement stylus, manufactured in Switzerland to the highest quality standards. Yeah, is that right? Be sure. It looks like you're holding. Okay, this is tack parts. I don't know anything about this brand, but it is not Shure branded. All right, let's go back. Let's go look at one of the cheaper ones. This one here, for example. This one here. This one says tack parts as well, but it's like half the price, less than half the price. Stainless steel. What? Are they talking about the cantilever? I don't know anything. These Amazon descriptions are garbage. Let's look at this one. This one's by Zio, and it's got aluminum. It says aluminum, a grainy picture. Not a very good description here at all. So I guess I roll my dice, throw my $30 at one of these. Let's see here. This one's $39. Nick Angelo's, that's the brand. Stainless steel. Compatible with realistic, sure, and yeah. So I'm just going to have to bite the bullet and get one of these and see if this fixes our problem. I really don't think that stylus is damaged in any way. I can't see it through with my magnification. It looks fine to me. It looks like it's got a clear point with no chips, but it tracks like crap and it sounds like garbage. So maybe it is missing a tip and I can't see it. So then I go to Shure's own website here, and it says sources for discontinued stylus and phono cartridges. Where might I find a discontinued stylus for older Shure phono cartridges? In the United States, contact Shure Parts at blah blah blah. If Shure no longer sells a replacement stylus, then try Jitco, LP Gear, TurntableNeedles.com, Styly, Record Needle Store, or in Europe, Mantra Audio or DeCapo Audio. So this is last dated 2025. So it doesn't look like Shure can even supply a stylus for their own cartridge. They got out of the business, and it looks like they're focusing on microphones, headphones, you know, that kind of stuff. So interesting. Okay, so I ordered a new stylus from Amazon. I really don't know what I expect is going to arrive. We'll see we'll see what comes. But let's get on with servicing the rest of this thing. This here, we're going to have to do something with this bearing. Actually, it loosened up a little bit with some use, but still it needs to be relubricated. And I think it has to come detached from the bottom. So, remove the platter. I'm going to tie down the tone arm, stylus is out, and then I'll flip this over and we'll get started on underneath. Remove the 4 feet, and there's one screw back here. And that should be all that holds the bottom plate on. Alright, what is that? So this looks like it's not fiberglass, but it is some kind of composite. And what do we got? Pretty nice little mechanism. Let's have a look at this bearing here. It's definitely stiff. It's difficult to turn. But how do we get it out? I'm wondering. I might have to remove all of this. It doesn't seem very friendly to service. Okay, I want to remove the motor assembly. The bearing's part of the motor. So to take the motor out, I need these 4 screws here, and then disconnect this 3-pin connector, and it should just lift out after I undo this. Remove this heatsink. Okay, that's free. Now, it says in the manual to remove 8 screws from this assembly. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't know where they've got 8 screws. So let's try this. All I want to do is lift this up enough to get this. Hang on, this is connected here. Motors. We'll have to see. Ooh, long screws, short screws. Okay. Remove this shield. I don't think it's necessary, but we'll do it anyway. Bend this out of the way. Should actually desolder that, but yeah, let's remove this one. This is not loose. Now it's loose. Okay, I got one screw here. And this is loose. Okay, so let's remove these 4. Let's get this motor out. So I'll lift this up. I should be able to hook this. Oh, they didn't make this easy. I didn't want to do that. That's what I didn't want to do. Alright. There's our motor. Just looking at this. How do they get this apart? It's got an E-clip in there. But what purpose does it serve? If the lubricant wasn't all aged and gone stiff on us, I think I would just leave this alone, but the lubricant is really gumming up. Just wondering how we get this apart. That E-clip, removing that E-clip does nothing for me. Because of this brass collar here. So I think what we have to do is lift this nylon gear off. And that might be tricky. I have to. There's 4 tangs here, and they're kind of hooked on, and there's a groove cut in the shaft, and they're hooked on. So as soon as I remove this, I should be able to just pull it right out. So let me get this out of the way. Okay, I think I need some fancy tools here, something like this maybe. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put an upward pressure on this gear, and then I'm going to tickle these 4 tangs out from under the groove, if I can, without snapping any of them. There's one. I'm going to see if I can get this to pop out. There we go. I think it's coming. Yeah, I just push that back in. Just have to keep going around and around. I got a good pressure on it going up, so it should pull off. being difficult. Oh boy. Okay, I managed to get it. Had to pull on this shaft, put quite a bit of pressure on it while I teased all four of these fingers up and out of the way, and then it finally popped off. So it is free, and I can remove this now. It's very sticky. So what we'll do is we'll clean all this. So I'm just going to use tetrachloroethylene and a little bit on a rag. Let's see here. This all cleaned up, and then this. Yeah, it's quite. The lubrication has failed. It's got quite sticky. But this will fix it up. Alright. This here, I don't know if I need to do anything with this. Okay. I'm beginning to wonder if we have a bent shaft, because this is. Seems okay here. But if I pull it out a bit, it drags. Drags really heavy right here, and it shouldn't. It's really. Feels gritty and abrasive too. I wonder what's going on with this bushing. I'm seeing scratches inside here. There's a scratch right here. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know if you can see that. That might have been me with a screwdriver. Yeah, that's a scratch, all right. Okay, let me clean this up. Okay, I got a Brillo pad here. I'm going to go, and I'm just going to give that scratch a little treatment. You can still feel it. Okay, let's clean this. Let's test this. Still feels rough. This should knock off any high spots on the shaft. Give it a bit of that. That's better. Let's see how this does. I think that brass got damaged inside the bore, and maybe it's just a matter of working it a bit, and it'll feels abrasive in there though. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming along. Okay, let's try this. Let's see. Yeah, see the black? That is metal. That's just been removed. Okay, let's clean this one more time. See how dirty that is? I've cleaned this twice before now. So it's just microparticles of brass and steel. Even the inside is looking. Okay. Oh yeah, there we go. What is that? Get that out of there. That's perfect. Okay. Let's put this back together. That goes there. And this just snaps on. It's got a flat. Where's the flat? Okay, right there. There. Much better. Now I did test these caps. No problems. I'm going to leave them alone. And check for cracked solders. I don't see anything. Everything looks good. Especially on the connector. Everything looks fine. This can go back in. Alright, I'll fit this motor back and secure all this down again. And I don't think you need to watch this. I think the only thing is something popped out here. I might have to check. Because it is up in the air a bit on this side. Okay, I'll get this down and secured. Alright, everything's back together. Plug this in. Now, last thing I need to do is clean off this bearing. Try this up here. Clean off that. Clean off that. Okay. Make sure it's dry solvent. And then I'm going to put a little dab of grease on this. And we put this in position. Just like this. It's backwards. Only fits on one way, so you can't screw it up. Okay. Alright. I think I'm done everything under here. There's nothing else that needs attention. I think everything's good. This is all power supply and the switch, the speed switch, and that's all there is on this. So, I'm just going to put the cover on, put the feet back on, and then we're done under here. I've just finished cleaning. Everything looks nice. I'm just going to go through and check speed right now. So we got 33 and third RPM. That is the outside ring. Well, the center ring here. This is the one we're going for. I hope this sits flat enough that I can put the camera, move the camera a little better so you can see. I need to shut this off because that won't work. Okay. Let me see if I can. It seems steady. But it was really. Let me check this again. When I first started, it's not steady, and then it's slow. It seems like it has trouble coming up to speed and holding it. Once it stabilizes, though, it's pretty steady. Let's see this. Yeah. Doesn't, let's see here. Slow. And steady. It seems to lock in, take a little while to lock in, but it seems once it gets going, it locks itself in and it doesn't move. So it's pretty accurate. Let me try 45 RPM while we're here. Just a matter of switching strobe discs. And 45, we're going to go with this inside line here. Switch this to 45. Let's try it again. Seems alright. Staying stable. I don't see any problem with the speed on this thing, so I'm going to leave it at that. So there's two adjustments I could do right now. One of them is the trigger point for the return. Once the stylus gets to the inside groove, there's a trigger point there that sets it into an auto stop motion, and that's controlled with this. I'll show you. And that trigger point's controlled by this adjustment under this rubber plug. Remove the rubber plug, and there's a screw down there with a flathead screwdriver. Just go in here and adjust it, turning it clockwise or counterclockwise depending on which way you want it to go. Okay. Then when you're done, you replug it, keep the dust out. There's another adjustment right here. This is the cueing adjustment, the height of the cueing. So when I do this and I let it down, I think this is the height of the cartridge. And I might have to go up a little bit. It seems like it's a little low, especially since I have no stylus on here right now. Let me show you. You see right now the cueing is up and the cartridge is up in the air, and I don't even have a stylus on there yet. I should actually put the stylus in, but if I measure this, I am actually about 4 millimeters off the top of the platter. Now that's not counting for an album. If I put an album there, I'm going to lose 2 or 3 millimeters. So this is probably too low, and once I put this in place, it's even going to be lower. So I might have to adjust this. Let me adjust it now. Let's see if it goes up. We're in the up position now. So I'm going to try turning it clockwise. Clockwise makes it go down. Counterclockwise goes up. So now it's right around 7 millimeters. And with the stylus and an album in place, that's probably enough. I'll check the service manual to see if there's a spec for that. other than just doing it by eyeball. But when you cue this, it should drop down. Drops down all the way. Okay, good. I might have to raise it more yet. Alright, it's a couple weeks later. A couple weeks have elapsed. So I put this project aside because I did order a stylus and it took that long for it to get here. In the meantime, I did a polish on the top surface of the lid, and it actually improved it quite a bit. It got rid of a lot of the scuffs and scratches. It looked like this thing was used as a tabletop for a while, and it had scuffs everywhere, scratches. So I started with 800 grit, 1000 grit, 1500. I think I went to 2000, 2500, and then I moved to the polishing compounds. And it's not perfect. I can still see swirls in the light, but then everything I polish has those swirls, so I don't know if I'm doing something wrong. But then now I have all the scratches from the underside are showing through. I can see scratches on the inside here. There's I don't know, you can see that big circular scratch from the platter that broke loose, and yeah, so whatever. It's better than what it was. Now I ordered this on Amazon. Probably should have just ordered it from AliExpress because I happen to think this came from the same source. It was drop shipped to me from Germany, but it took, like I said, it took a number of weeks to get here. So this does not look anything like the original. Let's compare them here. So here's the new one, and here is the old one. You can see them. This one here is the new one. This one's an old one. See, the shaft is a lot longer on the old one, and the old one has the Sure branding on it. This thing doesn't have any branding. I hope this is going to work okay. Let's see here. Just want to check one thing. Stylus looks good. Very stiff. This one's very soft, so I don't know how that's going to work. This might not be a good... The rubber that they use to clamp that cantilever in place might be quite stiff, and if it is, you're going to get poor frequency response. So let's try installing this. I think I got it the right way. It's kind of scary. It doesn't want to go in. Let's try this one, the old one. It goes in no problem. But this one, okay, I kind of see what's going on here. This one here is the original. You can see that brass square tube, it's kind of, the ends are kind of folded in. And this one here is not folded in, so I might have to just take a little pair of pliers and just fold in this. It seems to be getting hung up on the cartridge body here. See, I'm putting a fair bit of force and it's not going in. Give me a second. I'm going to get a lens and look in that hole and see if there's anything that's catching. Doesn't seem to be anything. I think it's just a matter of this is a little distorted. Yeah, this is not feeling good about this. So I'm just going to replicate the bends on the end of this tube. I just don't want to force it, that's the problem, because what is going on here? It's not working. I'm going to remove this cartridge and let's see, what do I need here? Phillips. I'm just going to remove this cartridge so I can work on it without, I can see what's going on. Right now I can't see. Alright. Okay, here's a problem I'm facing. So this is the old stylus. Goes in no problem, right? No resistance whatsoever. This is the new stylus, and it only goes so far, and then it gets blocked. I think it's getting caught up on something on the inside there. This square tube is not the same size as the original, and for whatever reason, it's just getting caught up. So I guess I have to force. I don't want to force it. Wiggle a little bit, and it just doesn't want to. Oh, there we go. It's really tight. If I push it home, I'm scared I might not be able to pull it out because it's tight. Well, here we go. Push it home. Alright, if I have to dig it out, I'll dig it out. But that's what $30 buys you. Alright, stylus is in. Let's put the cartridge back. I love these P mounts. They're so nice, so logical. You just plug it in, put a lock screw in, and you're done. Okay, I'm curious. Let me get an album. I forgot to get an album. Quite dusty. Take this off. Alright, I think I'm ready. 33. Let's turn on the amplifier. Phono, we got hum. Why we got hum? Because I never connected the ground wire. Give me a second to connect the ground wire, and I'll be right back. Okay, ground wire is connected, hum is gone. Let's try this out. It is working. I don't know how well it works. I can't really hear it though. I'm going to have to listen to this on a good system to tell if that distortion is gone. My bench speakers just aren't the best. Seems to. I think it's good. Okay, I'm going to do a test video. I'm going to let you listen to it, and then I'll be back in a bit after I'm done that. Alright, so I just finished doing a test video. You're not going to hear it because it sounds like crap. Now, same thing. The distortion is really heavy on the bass notes. The mid-range, high frequency sound okay. I think I know what's going on here. Now, I had a look at the specs for this cartridge, and I don't know if you can see this. Let's look at this together. Right here is the cartridge, the M92E, and it has an output of 5 millivolts. Now, if you go into any receiver, amplifier, and look at the specifications, this one here, for example, this is an Eco NR700 that I was using. You look at the specs, phono input is specified at 2.2 millivolts. Well, so this is actually twice the output what this receiver wants to see. So what's happening is this thing is putting out such a high signal that it's overloading the phono stage, and it did it on the other amplifier receiver I tried it on too, and it sounds exactly the same as the other stylus. So there's nothing wrong with the stylus. It's the cartridge itself is putting out such a high voltage. So what am I going to do about it? Well, let's look at this. Okay, a little confirmation test here. I got my record set up. Got it fed directly into my scope. So here's the scope. Left channel's on top, right channel's the bottom. I got it set to 50 millivolts division. So if you want to play along at home, let's set this up here. So that's 0, and set this to 0 there on that line. Okay, so I'm going to start playing the record. You see the signal coming out, and at 50 millivolts of division, we're peaking out at 100 millivolts, peak to peak, on those two channels. It's probably closer to 75, but the peaks. Okay, let me try the song that has this distortion. Doesn't seem like it's doing much there. I really wonder if this is the problem. Seems like we're overloading the phono stage. Turn this up to 20 millivolts division. Now it's hard to tell on music, but if you had pure tones you could tell if it was distortion or not, but not here. It's just too dynamic and too changing. So I have a feeling the signal is just too high. You can see where it peaks. It's going, we're at 20 millivolts of division, and we're close to 100 millivolts on the output of this cartridge on some of the peaks. So what do I do about it? Another thing I want to do is I want to measure what's the resistance of the cartridge, the coil of each channel. So let's measure the right channel here. Just connecting up my meter. Alright. Now my meter's not happy measuring resistance. It's going wacky. So let's hit DC resistance and see what we get. Open circuit? No? Okay, let me move the tone arm. How come I'm getting open circuit? Maybe we've got a bad cable here. I'll try the other channel. Okay, that's what we should be seeing. So that's almost 2K resistance. We got a bad cable here. That's the problem. And it's on the right channel too. Maybe that's why I get distortion in the right channel, because the cable's open. Well, now it's working. We got a different resistance of 1.8K. Not quite the same. And in case you're wondering, this is the capacitance of the patch cable that I'm using. It's almost 200 picofarads. So when you're considering the load and the capacitance load on your turntable cartridge, you have to consider this as well. Different cables will have different values. And this one, I don't know if this is a cable that's meant for phono record players, but it's 200 picofarads, pretty high. Let me try the other channel and I'll see the right channel here. If it's the same, it should be. It's the same length of cable, so it should be the same value. And we got 189, slightly different. Here I'm measuring the ground connection between the ends of the left channel cable, and I'm getting 175 ohms, which is incorrect. This should be down around 1 ohm or less because it's a straight, but if I move the cables around, it goes open circuit. See there, it's changing. I think this cable is definitely bad. If I tug on it a bit, it changes. It shouldn't change at all. And check the center conductor of this left channel. Yeah, see, that's what it should read. 1.5 ohms. That's more realistic. Okay, let's try the right channel. This is the ground connection for the right channel shielded cable. And what do we got? It's open circuit. Yeah, that's what I thought. Got mega ohms. Okay, it's not. Where's speed? Where's speed? Put it on fast. Yeah, this cable's definitely bad. Let me check the center conductor for the right channel. And that's good. Okay, so this cable's garbage. I'll throw it away, get a new one. Okay, I just tested it again with the new patch cable, and no joy. It's still misbehaving. It sounds to me like this cartridge doesn't have enough weight behind it, but it does have weight behind it. I measured it. It was one point whatever grams. Can't remember now. But it was adequate. It's not a distortion. It's almost like it's very distorted. I got one more trick up my sleeve. I have another P-mount cartridge in another turntable. I'm going to pull it out and swap with this one, and we'll see if this is still an issue. If it is, it's probably a weight issue that I don't know. I'm going to have to go in here and figure out how to adjust the weight, because it seems like it's too light and it's bouncing and distorting as the needle is trying to track the groove, but it's not tracking properly. It's distorted. So let me grab that other cartridge and slap it in. Okay, what I got is an Audio Technica. This is what is this? An AT10P. No, sorry, AT101P from Audio Technica. Let's slap this in here and see what it does. See if it does the distortion on the tracking. I love P-mount cartridges because they're so easy. This is how easy it is. How come I don't have a... plugged in? It should go through. There we go. Okay. Nice and quiet. Let's try this out. That sounds a lot better. Yeah, that sounds a lot better. It's tracking a lot better. I don't know what is up with this cartridge. Something is really weird up with this. I don't know if it's maybe the weight is different. Let me check the weight on these two. I'll pull this one out again, get a scale, and we'll see what they weigh. P-mount should be pretty universal. It should be everything's, the dimensions should be the same, and the weights should be pretty close. Okay, first check is dimensions. If I put them side by side, the Shure is probably 2 millimeters, maybe 1.5 millimeters longer than this one. But let's get a weight scale. Okay, I hope you can see this. Batteries are low. Alright, the Shure cartridge weighs 5.6. 5.86. We are very close in weight. So that can't be it. I don't know what's going on. I'm baffled by this. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to install the Audio Technica, and we're going to do another test video. And this time we're going to see if it sounds good or not. So give me a second, get the camera connected, and then I'll run that. Alright, I'm growing increasingly frustrated with this turntable. I'm determined to get it to work properly. It's the last thing I do. But I've sunk a lot of time into it already. One thing I'm going to do is I'm going to check the weight again on the stylus, because for whatever reason we're still getting distortion, even on this cartridge. So I think it's too light. Let's take this mat off and let's check the weight of this tone arm one more time. Now, I don't know if this weight is adjustable at all. Let's see what this says. Alright. We go 1.25. And it is adjusted for 1.25. That's what it says back on the back here. So I think I'm going to increase this to 2 grams. But how do we do that? Let's see. How do we adjust the weight? See, it's all closed. There's a screw in the back. Let's remove this cover. Maybe that was the adjustment right there. Okay, let's pull this out. Okay, so that's spring loaded. Alright, so let's put that back. I don't know if I'm going to get any range of adjustment that I want. So let's get the scale going here. Alright, what are we at? We're at 1.22. So let's increase this. Pushing the weight this way will increase the tone arm weight. So let's go about that much. Let's try this. 1.43, we're getting there. Let's go a little higher. I want to get it around 1.6 or 7. Let's try this again. 1.62. Getting better. I'm going to get it, well, maybe let's see what we got. 1.7. That might be alright. Let me try it again, another test video at 1.7, because at 1.25 it sounded like crap. Alright, just finished doing a test video. That was a chore in itself. It took about 5 or 6 takes before I could get it right. I had problems with the left channel cutting out, and my cable that goes from the tape out to the camera was, I don't know if it's defective or just a bad connection or what, but yeah, I would over and over again. But this is done. I think it's sounding a lot better now that I increased the weight. I put it to 1.7 grams. You could probably nudge this up to 2 grams. I don't know. I didn't read. Let me see here. What does this say? It says 0.75 to 1.5 grams. I don't think that this would track at 1.5 grams. I think I was getting distortion at 1.5. but it is sounding better now, a little better. It's actually a nice turntable. It's got some nice features. Direct drive. It's got a one button stop. You hit it and it ends. It's got, this is all already set up for you, so you don't have to touch it. And then your speed. I wish it had a strobe, speed strobe, but that's no big deal. It's direct drive. It's locked in. But I'm going to end this here. I want to get this off the bench. It's been nagging. This has been nagging me for probably 3-4 weeks now, trying to get this completed and this finished and get it off the bench. So I got another turntable I want to do, and I will get that one coming up. Just going to lock this down before I put this turntable away. All right, so take care. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.